sir. We are in the same venue, the very hall where Bhagwan in 1991 inaugurated this hospital in the presence of the Prime Minister of India, and at that time some people were shocked, some were thrilled, some said it's fantastic, and some said we don't know whether it is really going to work. But the hospital has come a long way. It's more than 20 years, and tomorrow we are celebrating the 21st anniversary of this hospital. What are your reflections as you stand here today?
Oh, my reflections are very profound, the least I could say, because it goes back to 1993 March when I first saw this hospital, which is aptly called now Temple of Healing. And then, of course, I've been traveling parallelly along its path, and I can assure you that having traveled most of the world looking for healthcare facilities, there's no other place in the world that can deliver free healthcare totally. I can tell you that sitting here or standing here, whichever one you want to call it. And what I tell people is that the only department missing in this hospital is the billing department. And I have not found another institution even coming closer to being totally 100% free. And then the other significant factor from my perspective is that there were a lot of naysayers, even from the beginning, that said, oh, in a year it will close, because who ever heard of running major specialties, what we call super specialties, completely free of charge, leave alone the money, the infrastructure, the logistics. Only Bhagwan could do that, and he proved everybody wrong that the system has worked. And I might as well add that after Swami's Mahasamadhi, also these naysayers came up a little bit more again, propping their heads, saying, oh, now comes the demise of all Swami's social projects. But we have seen after 18 months, they're all flying in colors, whether it is our hospitals, to super specialty hospitals, to general hospitals, the mobile hospital, or the universities. They're really flying in high colors. So this is, if there is a negative aspect, all this that I can think of is, I think from my perspective, Bhagwan wished somebody else or many other rich people would take the cue from him and start hospitals like this. That's the only thing negative I feel. From our perspective, Swami's mission is going 110%.
How do you like to describe the journey of this hospital in the last 20 years? It started with the Department of Cardiology, and then we moved on to so many departments, and now we have the orthopedic department now, which is the last 5-6 years, which is also functioning as a very vibrant department. How do you like to share about what has happened in the last 20 years in this hospital?
No, like I alluded earlier, we proved the naysayers wrong. And then it took us, first few years to settle down, no question about it. Swami himself said it's like a baby. First 2 years everything is fine. Then when the baby starts walking is when the trouble comes up. So the teething troubles, were there. You're right, it started with cardiology and cardiac surgery and ophthalmology, and then sure enough, it mushroomed into including, orthopedics, like you mentioned. Latest edition is gastroenterology, and in between is urology. And if my memory serves right, we have done about 22,000 cardiac surgical procedures, and they are major surgical procedures in the last 20 years, which averages a little over 1,000 every year. And if you add the 15 or 1,800 we do in Whitefield, this is probably one of the high volume procedures in all of Southeast Asia. So it's a long journey, we have come. And then all the departments, whether it is GI, orthopedics that have come in the last few years, or the ones that are already established, we have always kept up with the times. When the cardiology department thought that the cath lab, of course we know that it was coming to an end, yes, Swami immediately agreed for a new cath lab, 2 of them as a matter of fact. And then that's how we have been adding, and when the echo machines become new, we add new echo machines. And then I can even say I have personally watched ophthalmologists do the phaco, kind of cataract procedure, which makes you do it with a small incision, no sutures needed. And from one of the hospital surveys, I can tell you the most satisfied patient in any hospital is a patient who undergoes cataract surgery. And you know, you would not believe they have done in ophthalmology over 50,000 procedures. Jai Sai Ram, 50,000 procedures. So this is surgeries, mind you, not consultations or anything, just in ophthalmology alone. So like one Swami said, see how many people we helped, what these people would have done otherwise. That's the only way I look at it. Yes, one thing, we have kept up with the times, we have kept up with the advances, and we are still looking forward to go ahead and improve along with whatever improvements come outside.
The day when we were speaking to the secretary to the government of Karnataka in charge of IT and BT on the sidelines of the conference that was held recently, he said that I'll be happy if there are other hospitals which deliver the care that is given in this hospital. Doesn't matter if they charge the patients.
You know, that's a resounding opinion from everywhere else. Whoever comes and sees us with an open mind, that's what we want people to come and look at what Swami has done with an open mind. And yes, I was one of the keynote address for that IT conference. And when we told the world that we are at level 6, only level 7 is missing, and this is all in-house. We did not borrow any, it's all in-house, the way Swami would have wanted us to do. Absolute cooperation between the computer scientists and the MBA managers and the physicians. So it's a beautiful product. Yes, he's right. And it's sad to say that Swami has always proved right in the sense that outside world, money is their priority. Unfortunate. It's reality. It's reality, because every corporate hospital you walk in, it tells you how much you have to pay, what procedure you get, and what room you choose. And here, when you come into the hospital, you come into the central dome. Very ironic. You come into the central dome, don't find a cashier's desk, but you see Paropukaratham, Idam Shariram. So I think this is very unique. This is very unique. And I was there. The secretary for the ITBT got a shock of his life when he heard the presentations and the kind of work we do. And again, Swami proved himself absolutely right. Free does not mean cheap.
And the hospital also has in the past organized a lot of conferences. It's Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, and there is a lot of education happening in the hospital, if I'm right. Can you please share?
Oh, that is the reason why I always tell people, Swami didn't call these hospitals, but call them higher, institutions. That's higher medical sciences. And as I speak, I met all of them. There are 36 DNB candidates in cardiology, cardiac surgery, urology, ophthalmology, orthopedics, anesthesia. And so we take an extreme burden in training them. And mind you, again, it's free. Everything is free. I just found out, I don't mind being specific, I just found out from my cousin sister, her grandson paid 1.5 crores for a DNB candidate seat in orthopedics. And we give them free. We give them free. So as far as advances and collaborations and education, I'm really thrilled that we're working very close with the university now, Swami's Institute of Higher Learning, and with the help of our Vice Chancellor, Sashidhar Prasad, who is a very dynamic person. We have started 3 very advanced programs. One of them I've been personally involved is we call it the regenerative medicine, and wherein what we do is chondrocyte cell culture. This is a program in collaboration with the Europeans, and then there are only 2 centers in this country which do it, and each of them costs 4 to 5 lakhs. And we're going to do them free. And we have already done the basic work. We are growing the chondrocyte cells outside. We have identified the patients. Next is we have to, jump into the actual procedure, which will be done in the next 2 to 3 months. So these are all cutting edge technology things that we're not falling back, because when you see, mantra here still is patient care. For me, it is patient care. That's our number one priority. But to give utmost patient care is possible only we have an academic institution. They go hand in hand. That's why we developed all these DNB residential training programs. So it mandates us that we should be always upfront attending the CMEs, or we own arranging. As we speak, this coming Saturday, week from this Saturday, they have a cardiology and radiology combined conference in Whitefield, and almost all the eminent radiologists are attending that program. So this has always been Swami's wish again, that we should be upfront, and education, of course education, here also it's called continuing medical education. Every day you learn, and that's how you can deliver the latest evolved medicine, so that our patients also get the best.
You mentioned that you came to this hospital in 1993, and since then you've been serving in this hospital in the capacity of a visiting doctor, a visiting cardiac surgeon, but recently you took over as the director of the hospital. So where do you see the road ahead for this hospital in the coming years?
The road ahead is very clear, at least in my mind, and the issue here is Swami has given us a legacy, really legacy, and that we have to take it forward. And yes, he made the all the arrangements and everything, but depending on who you are, where you are, and what your ideology is, you can use Swami's message, Swami's principles to help his social movements go along in any way you can. That would be my message in general, because there are a lot of people who want to come and serve. Yes, they should. And in this respect, I have to make one specific issue clear. We used to have quite a few physicians come from abroad, whether it is United States, Australia, London, and Greece, Italy. And somehow it has dwindled a little bit. I know one of the logistics was we were asking them to work for 2 weeks at a stretch. So sometimes logistically it's not possible. So we're discussing with the international medical authorities, and making that as a 1 week, so that they will be more flexible. And that would, see, the richest part of this medical care here is this infusion of foreign advances from these visiting doctors, and the Eastern equanimity, I call it that way, that is Swami's principle. That I think made this hospital very unique. From day one, that was my observation, and a little bit of it is lagging today. So this would be my personal request to all of those people, physicians, to come and continue what they were doing before, in the name of Swami. Same way, you are an industrialist and philanthropic, and you want to execute some of Swami's projects, especially the hospital. In any way you can help, yes, come help. And in this connection, I have to mention something. We finalized 3 massive deals in 1 month. For a cheap hospital, for a free hospital, it's massive in the sense. One is 7 crores for MRI in Whitefield, and the other is almost 6+ crores for the MRI in Parthi. If we want to be economical, we could have cut half the price, but our experts, especially the radiologists and the users, the clinicians, told us, no, for the work we do, we only need this level of equipment, multi-channel. That's what they wanted. 32 channel, that's what we thought for orthopedics and the other people. So the trusts were so magnanimous, that's the only word I can use, to release close to 17-18 crores in 1 day and say, please go ahead and get the best for Swami's patients. Where else are you going to get this kind of a commitment from the management? No, you won't get it. So make that useful, and they're doing their job, and as professionals we should do our job, and then keep the mantle and carry the message that Swami has given, let there be free health care.
Would you like to talk about any other initiatives of the hospital, be it on the academic front or on the training front or on the patient care front, that possibly many are not aware of, because there is plenty that happens here and sometimes we are not aware of it, or any new initiatives that you would like to start in the coming months?
First of all, from the reaction I heard from the secretary of the Karnataka state for IT and BT, he says, you do all this here in this hospital, you are level 6 out of possible level 7, even corporate hospitals don't come anywhere. And when we told them a hospital achieves level 6, which is only less than 1% out of the 4,000 hospitals the survey did. So yes, one reason is there. Swami has always been a little hesitant about showing ourselves off, but we still managed to give the flavor to the outside world. This is the kind of work we do. But it never went really well. I think now with Swami's Mahasamadhi, I think it makes us all really in the center and give Swami's message outside. And the only way we can give Swami's message is, unfortunate for the naysayers, that we are still continuing the phenomenal amount of work that Swami has started, whether in the health field, the education field, or the social programs. Social programs I am not Pandit to talk about, but I can talk about health and the education. We are up in the forefront. Now for the hospital, yes, we want to make it more productive in the sense MRI would be very helpful for us to do that. And then our Achilles heel has always been recruitment and retention, because we are in direct competition with the corporate world and we cannot match them. The financial remuneration they get from the corporate world, we cannot match. Not we, even AIMS cannot match it. So that is our biggest Achilles heel. So we just have to show the good work we do, the kind of solid work that we do, and the kind of solid results we get in all these fields, and also have an accomplished educational program. And the achievements like getting gold medals and then very high successful pass rates, these are all the things we have to show outside, because our Achilles heel, again I re-emphasize, is recruitment and retention. So we are building another new block for the resident physicians, which would add another 60 or 64 units. That would help us to also make them right now. And also they started a resident welfare association, which I thought was very unbelievable, because they look after all the requirements of the residents, and then they're working as a union. So the other day they did a Rudram function for all the residents. It went off unbelievably. Even the local press wrote about it. So these are all the things that are coming up, and I think our main idea is still to project Swami's image of free health care and free education for everybody. Do whatever any one of us can do in any way, whichever we can, to support that Swami's vision.
Personally, how has the journey been for you? You've been coming from the US for so many years, and now you've decided to stay back in this hospital and serve for almost the entire year. What really motivates you to give your time, energy, resources for this hospital?
I have to be very candid here, because even as early as 2010 February, and I told Swami, I'm going to cut down my work here. And as divinity as he is, he always says yes, yes. And so I was preparing myself. I even relocated myself into one of the most beautiful places one can live, and was settling there. But this is, I think, is destiny. That's the only way I can put it. There's no other way, because I still remember Sunday, July 8th, I had tickets for Central Court in Wimbledon. That's the rarest, tennis seat you can get. Believe it or not, on that day, 8th August, July, which probably I will not forget, I'm sitting in Kulwant Hall listening to the bhajans. And then there was a very productive discussion and meeting with the trust, and as of September 29th, I took charge as the director of this hospital. What made me do that? I have absolutely no clue. I have no clue. And when I talked to some of the evolved people, one thing that came out as an education for me, they said, there's nothing special about serving your Guru when the Guru is alive. But after Guru's Mahasamadhi, for a disciple to serve the Guru, it has to be a direct prompting from the Guru himself. Otherwise, it does not happen in ordinary, lives of people. So I don't know, lack of anything else, I say it destiny. Yes, my family was a little distraught. And my daughter said, Dad, 20 years ago you said you're serving Swami for 3 years, and you're again repeating the same thing now, saying you're serving for 3 years more. But they do look at my perspective, and they have given their blessings along with Swami's, which I have. So I need everybody's help, cooperation, so that I can do this job at least for the next 3 years.
Fantastic, sir. Finally, would you like to say what would be your final word to all the Radio Sai viewers, listeners, and the community out there, the entire world community, not only Sai devotees, everyone out there? What would you like to say?
What I would like to say is, my life is my message, my life is my message, or my message is my life, whichever way you put it. You can play with the words. But Swami has given definite platform for us, definite pro forma, whatever you want to call it, and stick to that. Obviously, yes, love all, serve all is there. The first part is very important, pragmatic, but serve all to me is the most important thing. We should all do the best we can do for our, less privileged cohabitants on this earth, which is growing every minute. That's the only way I can put it. But as a special message to Sai devotees, what I would say is it's up to us now. Swami has established the stage. It's up to us to keep the torch going.
Fantastic.
Sai Ram.
Thank you very much.
Jai Sai Ram. Jai Sai Ram.